Wonderful thing to see the ones from the first year. Those of you that did come, thank you. Do we have any visitors? Couple visitors? Today, I want to go into some things that's in the Bible mathematically, so that you all that are with me and the truth will have more proof of where you are and if it's right or wrong. So you need to listen carefully. Get the tape in case you write something down wrong and go over it. What is taking place today is very, very important. And I pray you listen. I pray you listen. For the mere fact that none of the righteous, especially me, have any partners. In other words, meaning that I'm not going to accept wrong because I know you. You know, Satan comes with you or the devil comes with you to me. And because I like you, I accept you. However, in order to accept you, I got to accept the devil that you bring in, or the Satan in you that you bring in with you. That's accepting a partner. Now, to help you eliminate that possibility of having a partner, then you have to see what really is, and see how it applies to you or you apply to it. And if your being is telling you, your mathematics is telling you, your good sense is telling you that this is absolutely right, and that's where I want to be, then when I accept you, I don't have no partner. It's just you. You got it? So today, I haven't done this in quite a while, as far as going into the Bible, speaking about anything. However, anything that has any meaning to it has already been spoken about. Are y'all listening to me? Yes. Everything all right? Oh, okay. Too much light behind me? It has already been spoken about, because the character or the nature of the Supreme Being, or any wise man, he always speaks before he does. If he don't say what's going to happen before it happens, he can't prove his wisdom. So in order for everyone to know that he is wise, he says what's going to happen long before it happens. Long before it happens. And then the person that may be skeptical about whether this person is wise or not, if they know what was said back when and see it come to fruition in his present time of living or his present day, you have to bear witness he said it. You know, like Muhammad Ali used to do. I'm going to knock him out in 8. He got to go in 4. And then do it. And by doing that, that made everybody say Muhammad Ali. Are you listening? Yes, sir. These are just examples to show this has been happening over and over and over. Now, Allah was the base of Muhammad Ali for what he did when he was doing what he was doing. The right way. When he decided to leave and go off and do what he thought he wanted to do, or he had the power to do, or prove to himself that he actually was the greatest, the fall came. Now today, if you see him, it would make you wonder, was God ever with him? Or this is what is representing the nation of what Elijah got started? What Allah and the person of Master Farad Muhammad got started? And everybody that you see today, almost everyone that you see today that's not with me, if they're in a position doing something where you can actually see them, they're a disgrace to what the messenger set up. You look at Minister Farrakhan, or Minister Lewis, rather. To see him speak now and to see him personally, just to see his person and what he speaks, is a mockery to what he learned under the messenger. It's mocking Allah and the messenger and the nation of Islam. And then to see Muhammad Ali, a champion where everybody still want to give him praise and give him certain days and give him keys to the city. But look at it. Everybody wants to ignore Allah. Now the ones that is doing all this praising and whatnot, they already know who is real. But they're hoping, because they have prepared your thinking, to see it just the opposite. We're going to praise this. But in your subconscious mind, you're looking at it and say, man, is that, if I live right and if I was a Muslim, that was going to happen to me? Y'all follow what I'm being saying? What's yes, sir. However, this is the part that's being overlooked. Allah don't make no mistakes. He don't make no mistakes. The thing that has trapped everyone up that hasn't studied is that they don't know who the characters are that's written about, nor the language of the Supreme Being. They don't know the language. When I say language, I am the Supreme Being. Many things that I speak, people say, man, oh, I knew that. But you wasn't aware of it until I said it. Or if I speak it, you say, well, I read that in the Bible, I read it in the Quran. I didn't come up with that, but now I see, boy, that is clear. Until I spoke it and gave clarity to it. I'm speaking the same language in the way of pronunciation, enunciation, and the English language. I'm speaking the same as you. However, the words that is chosen and how it is placed puts a right and exact meaning to what's being read, or at least of what a Supreme Being has put in prophecy. Follow me? Yes, and this book here, Bible, Holy Bible, much of it is prophecy that was given to the enemy from the Supreme Being himself, or the angels that work for the Supreme Being. Scripts and scrolls was given to our open enemy so that we let him know what was going to happen before he started doing what he's going to do. So if it was in him, anything in him at all that would cause him to pay attention to what the God was saying, and he was to change, then we would have to reward him for the change that he made. Nevertheless, he cannot say that we didn't give it to him. The way it is written here is the way he put it in here, not the way we gave it to him. If he wrote it just the way we gave it to him, then everybody would have seen some time ago. Oh, we know who you are. We know this and we know that. So he had to change it. He didn't have to. However, he did. And even when we gave him the Quran, we gave him the Quran, not the one that you know now. We gave a Quran before this one that you know of. He changed it. And since he changed it so much, we told him, you are no longer qualified or able or have the authority to call this book Quran, because you have tore everything up that we gave you apart and made it to mean something else. So call it the Torah. So they had to call it the Torah. However, the people still needed the truth. So then Allah raised up one from amongst them, named Prophet Muhammad, or named Muhammad, and we made what he gave him, made him a prophet. And for the friends that were around Prophet Muhammad, wrote down the things that they heard him say. In a period somewhere near 23 years after the passing of Prophet Muhammad, they compiled the writings and put it in a book and called it Quran, because they wrote mostly exactly what he said. So that's how we came up with the present day Quran, because the first one was not permitted, the enemy would not permit the people to have it unless he put his slant on it. Are you keeping up with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm going to go into a few things so we can see the definite, according to the will of Allah, and it being carried out. Some of us that are not thinking just right, thinking close to it, do many different things with yourself. You don't mind being close to right. However, right, you don't want to be all the way, because you have other people you like to deal with. And it impedes you if you are right. The rightness of your being will take them, they will take and shun you or push you off from them. So if it appears in your mind that these people that is shunning you, you can gain something further from them, now you will start to compromise. Be a lot right and a little wrong. Or be to the degree of what they will accept you. You see? If they will accept you just if you're doing a little wrong and all the rest of it right, they will accept you, that's what you do. If you got to do quite a bit of wrong where it makes you nervous, but what you think you're going to gain from them, you're in a dilemma, so you usually end up doing that anyhow to get what you think you want to have. Dangerous. Dangerous. This means that you are giving me a partner. Whether I ask for it or not, you're giving me a partner. Not that you actually have to be right with me, even the visitors that's here today. If you have any right about your thinking and how you do things, and you compromise it to do some wrong to please another desire you have, then you give God you give him a partner. It makes it seem as though God isn't powerful enough to actually reward you where you are satisfied. So you need to be subsidized. So you take what God seemingly is giving you and what Satan is offering you too, to make it complete. You thinking?
Yes, sir.
Now, let's go to the head man of all of this. What I've just described, this man has carried it to the hilt, to the pinnacle of that. I'm going to do something that, like I said, I haven't done some time. Where are my glasses? Oh, I think they're in my coat. You know, since I came in the nation, accepted the teachings, which I had no choice in the matter, and I'm so happy about that. In 1970, you know, the messenger was still strong for the next 5 years because he didn't pass from amongst us until 75. So I came in June, I got my ex June 21, 1970. You know, that's when you get married usually, you know, in that month. So I actually joined, married on to that knowledge. And started to investigate, check my own stuff out. Every time I checked, things was looking good. However, after the passing of the messenger, hardly any of the ones that were with him or that followed him, that accepted the message, have been comforted. And the stronger you were in agreement with the message, the more discomfort that you experienced. Because after the messenger was taken, it appeared as though the more dedicated you were to actually living what you had learned, the more opposition you received to make sure that you were unsuccessful in doing that. However, there was one man that's written about in Scripture that was supposed to remind you of the message and cause you to know that this, what you're going through, will be only a short period of time. So bear it. And when the end of that time arrives, then it becomes your time. All right? When is that to be? Well, Allah in the person of Master Farad Muhammad said, tell them overnight, Elijah. Overnight, that's when their time will come. Until then, go through the night. Night you usually can't see. You're supposed to rest. Be still. This particular night lasted 25 years. 1975 to year 2000. 25 years of night. Now in the night was supposed to be a bright star. Especially the closer it got to be to 2000 or the ending of the night, the brighter the star got. Because what determines the brightness and the piercing of the star is the darkness. If it's just a little dark, the star don't look so bright. If it's real dark, then it's piercing bright. And they say the darkest hour is just before when? Dawn. Just before dawn. And when is dawn? Just before sunlight. Just before sunrise. So the darkest hour is just before sunrise. Just about the time the night has concluded or ended when you see the light. However, it's only for a short period. Because of the light that's approaching, it swallows up the darkness and cancels out a need for a piercing light. Now, it's so bright and generous, it's light in general. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Now, who is this particular reminder or bright and morning star? And what did he do? And what time was it done in? And how can this be proven mathematically so I can see it today in my life? Where I can see it in such a way I can govern what I will or will not do. How can I see it that way? Not just in general, however specific. Just like they say Islam is, mathematically. What is it that shows itself where I can use it? And it will show me 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is what it is. And since that is a definite, now I can draw from that definite as to what I'm going to do. Because I can see what is to take place from that definite. That's what a wise man does. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, the messenger, Elijah Muhammad, before he passed, he stood Minister Farrakhan up. And he said, in my absence, listen to him where he says go. And stay from where he says stay from. Make sure when you listen to this tape, you go over this word for word. Because it may mean the quality of your life. If it's going to be extended, if you're going to lose it, or if it's going to magnify. He never said, follow him. Never. Listen, go, or don't go, based on what he said. That's what he said. Now, that's a definite from the messenger, which was the definite. He's really the definite, and he's making another definite in his absence. It's like saying, well, the minister is saying to temple number 27, I'm leaving, I'm going to be with Father for a while, so now the captain will take over the temple until I return. He's made it in such a way you don't have to look for who's going to be in this place while he's gone. He told you. Now, let's look and see what the captain did. Since he didn't say follow the captain. This particular person that we're speaking about is Minister Farrakhan. And note, everything is done in the series of 10. 10. When you get to 10, really it's 9. When you get to 9, when you get to 10, it's like starting all over again. Now you got a 1 and a 0. You go 10 more, now you have a 2 and a 0. It's starting over. You can't go to more than 10. Okay, how far you go in the numbers? 10 is the base. And the base of 10 is 1. So, when the Farrakhan actually stood up to do the teaching, after Lewis turned hypocrite and went with Wallace for 3.5 years, then when we sent Bernard Kushmir to go get Minister Lewis out here in Hollywood, California, to bring him back to do what he's supposed to do, then Farrakhan came back. I hope you listen. Because you are not going to get this no place else other than God himself. If it would be somebody else, God couldn't prove he's God. The same as when the messenger, we raised him up, gave him the message, and made him the messenger. In other words, made him agreeable to the message, so when he spoke it, he was being the messenger. He wasn't just reciting or rehearsing a message. You follow?
Yes, sir.
So we knew Lewis wasn't going to do anything right. So when we brought him back personally, then we allowed the Farrakhan to speak again. Only because he was stood up and pointed out. Follow Farrakhan. He didn't say Lewis. Not follow. He said listen to Farrakhan. One of the finest preachers in the bounds of North America. Farrakhan. So he didn't say Lewis, because he knew what Lewis is going to do. You might say, well, this sounds spooky. Forget how it sounds. You keep up with the math of it. And because you can't equate that, you're thinking, well, God don't have power to do that. Who are you to say what God has and what he don't have? I mean, just food for thought. And those of you that's listening to this on the tape, you're going to say, well, like the ones that followed Lewis and other brothers and sisters that was in the first that think that this is absolutely insane and there's no life after death. The messenger never said that in that way. He never said yes, he said the person, if you pass or you die, the person himself is not coming back up. That flesh and blood person will never be risen again. If there is anything out there, there's a righteous mind floating in space. You remember him saying that? A righteous mind. We know it to be an entity, don't we?
Yes, sir.
You see? So if Allah is Allah and has this kind of power, and if he wants to commission another scientist or man that has the knowledge to be able to speak almost like a ventriloquist, he speaks through someone that you know, that you will accept what the person is saying, but it really isn't a person saying it. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
You know, like you got a dummy. And you know, good thing about that wooden dummy is not saying nothing. But you're looking at the man that's holding him, you don't see his lips moving or anything. But you see the dummy, it looks like and the sound like it's coming right from his mouth. His mouth is going up and down. But you're thinking the supreme being with trillions of years of knowledge and experience don't know how to do that? With a person? You see, if you continue to think that way, you are of no use to me or the righteous because you're too stagnant. If we were to drink any of your water or allow you to put your water with ours, you would poison it. And that's why the ones that was with the messenger called or styled the first, and you went back and allowed some of this water to get in with yours, you were styled in the problem book of being rusty locks. It poisoned the sanctity of your being, made you poison. Some is just rusty. Those were the ones that came out and actually accepted right back real quick. And it said it would be 144,000. The ones that wouldn't, they just wouldn't do it, just couldn't see it. They are poison and rusty. It's in the book. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Now, the 10 years from 1980 to 1989, Farrakhan spoke. Farrakhan. Then when I sent the messenger to the palace on Woodlawn to speak with Minister Lewis and Farrakhan, to relieve Farrakhan so he could go. He no longer had to do that. Now, let's give Lewis 10 years to see what Lewis will do after having all of the evidence that is necessary for one to do right, if he would, if he had the will to. You listening?
Yes, sir.
So it wouldn't just be Farrakhan. We'll make it Lewis and Farrakhan. Farrakhan first because you had to be reminded in the darkness. The last part, let's allow Lewis, just like you, to see what's going to happen in the latter 10 years, which will bring us up to 2000. Are you listening?
Yes, sir.
What did Lewis do? Let's see. I've gone through this because it's very important that you do not, and I want to repeat this, that you do not equate Farrakhan with what Lewis has done. If you do, you're going to lose. If you do, you're going to lose. Now, let's look and see. Those of you that don't mind reading the Bible, if you will jot this down, this is in 2 Chronicles, chapter 21, and I shall start at verse 12. So if I mispronounce any words or whatnot, you go home and read in your Bible, and all Bibles are not going to read exactly word for word. However, they'll be very close. All right? Now, the name Lewis or Farrakhan is not going to be written here. But we're going to get into it to see who they're really talking about. Since the Bible is a book of prophecy, not what the preachers say, a book of history. You know what prophecy means, right? It's going to happen. All right. So the fullness of these things that is written has to take place, or it has recently taken place. In other words, we're still living it. It hasn't gone out of our memory. We don't have to make the ones that came with Elijah, that came under the messenger and accepted the message. Everything that you read in here, we can read it and we are used to it, or we can relate to it in our lifetime in a living way. Those that do not know how this goes, you have to imagine that this took place way back then when Jesus was walking amongst us, or Abraham, or Moses, or David. You got to picture it in your mind that happened. Even if it did, it was never ended. And when you're dealing with the Supreme Being, everything's got to come to a period. It's got to come to a fullness. So what is written is going to have to come to a definite fullness, which it hasn't happened yet until now. Until now. You got it? All right, let's go into this, and I will start here. And there came a writing to him from Elijah, the prophet, saying, Thus saith the Lord God of David, thy father, because thou hast not walked in the way of Jehoshaphat, thy father, nor in the way of Asa, king of Judah, but has walked in the way of the kings of Israel, and has made Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem to go a whoring like the whoredom of the house of Ahab, and also has slain thy brethren of thy father's house, which were better than thyself. I'm going to explain that. We haven't got to who it is yet. Well, I'm going to say who it is. He's talking to Minister Lewis. This is like the Lord or the messenger sent a letter. Why he had sent a letter? Minister Farrakhan was always with the messenger when he was living. But the letter is what? There's got to be someone that was with the messenger. He sent him a letter. Gabriel. Go get him. Bring him back. And when he went and got him and brought him back. Another part in the Bible says, he took and called all of the king's sons and everything except the mighty men of the king. And Solomon, he didn't call. So all of the ones that was from the first, that was with the messenger and the message, that were not allowed to come into the nation of Islam under his guidance, he killed you. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Well, how is that so? I'm living, not a physical death. He killed your spirit. He killed your ability to be flexible in what you had learned. There was no place provided for you to live the way that you were taught to live. He provided no friends for you. You had no friends. Everything was busted up. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. That's that part. Now listen to this. And after this, if you have any questions, I would like for the questions to be about what you heard first. Then after that, if you have any personal questions, I'll be more than happy to satisfy you with the answer. Verse 14. Behold, with a great plague will the Lord smite thy people and thy children and thy wives and all thy goods. And thou shalt have great sickness by disease of thy bowels, until thy bowels fall out by reason of thy sickness, day by day. Are you listening?
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm going to read this again, and you have to listen to it very carefully, because it's not talking about him yet, but it's talking about the ones that's with him. Listen to it. And this is who said it's being done. It's not like, well, it just happened. You know, it just got sick because he ate the wrong food. It says, behold, with a great plague will the Lord smite thy people, thy people. It didn't say him yet. Thy people, and thy children, and thy wives, and all thy goods. And thou shalt have great sickness by disease of the bowels, until the bowels fall out by reason of the sickness day by day. 16. Moreover, the Lord stirred up the Lord stirred up against Jotham the spirit of the Philistines and the Arabians that were near Ethiopians. What's happening today? War. Stay with me now. Where is it at? It's over there in the east, isn't it? It's showing you what time this is. Who stirred it up? The Lord stirred it up. So it ain't like, well, white folks, I don't like what you say, so I'm gonna go in and start war with you. Nope. And how can we say the Lord did it? Who ran into the towers? Who ran into the Pentagon? What people were they? Who are they always? These are people that 5 times a day that. All right, so we see the war now, and it's escalating. Remember I told you they're going to be fighting everywhere? Yes, look at Pakistan and India. Yes, look at the news. And at the same time, what is the heartbeat of America going through? What is the heart of America? The automobile. What is it going through? Ford is closing 5 plants, laying off 35,000. Really, it's going to be more than that, but that's what they're saying. General Motors want to pay off early retirement. You know, get rid of a lot of people. And so many other smaller companies that you have no knowledge of folding up. And can you imagine 5 plants being shut down? Look how many businesses those plants support. Hotels, restaurants, cleaners, homes. Remember what the messenger said in the message? It's going to come a time that the average white man is going to become so frustrated and angry and upset, he's going to go into the offices and pull these people out of the office, tie them behind their car, and drag them up and down the street. I was listening to NPR, and they was already stating, I wonder what's going to happen with all of these mad auto workers that's laid off. But no, we are bobby popping and finger popping and rapping and swearing up and down that Jesus is your Savior. Look at what's here. This don't represent nobody of the black people. It don't represent nobody. The number of blacks that live in this area, this don't represent none of them. But what are they doing? They don't believe this. They don't believe it. Because they cannot discern what this is really saying. You see? Now let me get back to where I was at. And they came up into Judah and broke into it. Now this is the war people, they're talking about the war. Broke into it and carried away all the substance that was found in the king's house, and his sons also, and his wives, so that there were never a son left him, save Jotham, I guess that's how you pronounce it, the youngest of his sons. Remember I said there was going to be one person left with him. Remember? So this is an example. This person here that they're talking about, this is what's in the war, who they're having war with. And at this time they're warring, they say, with the terrorists. But it looks like they're getting every one of them except the one they went after. So they got everybody except one. You follow this now? This is written a long time ago. All right, now keep on looking. All right. And after all this, the Lord smite him, not the people, not they. The Lord smote him in his bowels with an incurable disease. What is that? Can't be cancer, because you can cure that. Radiation. You can't cure radiation. It lasts, it just hangs on for centuries. Hope you're listening. You might say, well, I don't like this. Me either. I don't like what happened, but I'm certainly glad it's coming to an end where we can do what we got to do. Because it's also written what we're doing. But first, we got to understand, why is this man still sitting in the palace? Why is he still called the leader of the nation of Islam and you can't find no nation? Why is this? So let's look at it. And after all this, the Lord, not his friends, not the doctors, the Lord smote him in his bowels with an incurable disease. And it came to pass that in process of time, after the end of 2 years, his bowels fell out by the reason of his sickness. So he died of sore diseases, and his people made no burning for him like the burning of his father. Meaning that Elijah, the people that was behind him going to the burial site was miles. People all over the nation cried. Elijah passed. I can't believe it. I thought he was going to live forever. The message. They won't be doing that for him. Are you following this? Yes, sir. You got a Bible? Go home and read it. 2 Corinthians chapter 21. You start any place you like, but just go to the end of it. Now listen to this. 32 years old was he when he began to reign. Now this is where you'll need to start writing down numbers or make sure you get the tape. This is the base that's going to tell you who this he is. Because it don't tell you by no names here. You got to know the events that took place or that's taking place that will render unto you who the name is. Now, let's go into it. 32 years old was he when he began to reign. And he reigned in Jerusalem 8 years, and departed without being desired. Howbeit they buried him in the city of David, but not in the sepulchre of the kings, or the graves of the kings, what it means. Now, let's look at this and see. See, I want to do this. I want to make sure you get this right, because if you're dealing with numbers, it's got to be just as right as the numbers are. He was 32 years old when he began to reign. Most people think, well, that's when the messenger passed, if it's Farrakhan, the messenger passed, and that's when he began to reign. No. Nope. He began to reign when the messenger made him the national spokesman for him and the nation of Islam. Now, I did a little research from my own memory and other bits and pieces of truth that added up to be truth. His particular birthday is on May the 11th. He was born in 1933. May the 25th 1965, he was made the national spokesman, which equates to 32 years. He was 32. You got that?
Yes, sir.
Now, at this present moment, he's 69 years old. May, he'll be 70. So from 65 until year 2002, you have a span there of 37 years. If you are to add the 32 years and the 37 years, you get 69, which he is exactly 69. And he's suffering from his bowels, not his bowels falling out, that's already been taken out. They surgically removed that and rerouted his urinary tract. However, the incurable disease is on him now. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
I'm saying this because he's supposed to be back on TV, so I understand. Tuesday. BET. He was on last week. You got to know what you're looking at and what time it is. 69, that's his age now. 32 years when he began to reign. He was already 32 years old. So, this can't happen by no coincidence, especially if it's a man of God. He's not a Mr. Nobody. Everybody knows it. So that type of tragedy can happen by coincidence. You got it? Now, it reads here, you might say, well, he's been in the room more than any 8 years. The way it reads here, you have to understand it. This is what will let you know who is who. And I'm not no 5%er. It reads here, "32 years old was he when he began to reign, and he reigned in Jerusalem 8 years." Most people would think, well, he was 38 when his reign was up. Nope, nope. It just said he reigned in Jerusalem 8 years. Jerusalem is Chicago. He was in New York, when the reign began, when he was made national spokesman for the Nation of Islam. I don't know Elijah Muhammad. His reign began in another place. But the epitome of his real rule, where he was really recognized, the last 8 years was in Chicago. And let's say, well, how can we determine when that started? When I came up. Now we're talking about Lewis, not Farrakhan. I went to Chicago. I got in touch with him. I spent 2 meetings with him in the palace, speaking with him to let him know exactly what I'm telling you all. What is and what shall happen. If you go this way, this is going to happen. If you go the other way, that's going to happen. You got a choice which way you want to go. But I'm speaking to Lewis, not Farrakhan. Because I'd already sent the messenger to Farrakhan and relieved it. I hope you understand what's happening. This is not a Farrakhan bashing. Or like some say, well, he's saying all that to build himself up. You say that you're truly stupid, grossly ignorant. What I'm saying, if I'm the supreme being, I have all the say concerning what's right. That means I had to say whether he got in the office or whether he didn't. What he did when he was in it or what he didn't do. So what you all are looking at, now I'm coming to explain to you exactly what happened according to the Supreme Being. This is what happened. You can't say I'm lying because you're living it. So this ain't building me up. This is causing you to see clearly. If I'm the Christ, I'm making it crystal clear so you can't come to me and say, well, if I had known that, I would have done better. No, you can't say it because I'm explaining it to you 1, 2, 3. You got it? All right then. When I went to Chicago, I spoke with him, lived with his brother. Healed his brother for a while. His brother was in terrible shape like he is in now. His brother said he looked like chopped liver. He was messed up. So out of the love for the minister, I healed his brother while I was staying there. And his brother had nothing. They made sure I received nothing while I was there. There was no hot water. There was no heat outside because it was cold. I had my whole family there. The only person that did not live there at that time was the king, the messenger. He came in and left. Came in and left. He and I hooked up the heat in the house. He and I went and bought a hot water tank and put it in the house so my wives and the rest of us could bath in hot water. Did all that just so I could speak to the minister. You see? So, this took place in the beginning of or at the latter part of 91, going into 92. And since I spoke with him and whatnot, then the Lewis part came out. Because we're not talking about Farrakhan. What he did was right. He left happy. Now what about the Lewis part? Since I spoke with him, and he's seen that this is, without a doubt, this man really is God or he's close to him. Now I got to do something to either shut him up or make the people pay no attention to him. So he started his campaign 1992. 8 years brings you up to 2000. Well, you say he's still there. Yes, he is. However, not under the title of Nation of Islam. Year 2000, Savior's Day, he went with the Eastern Muslim. For 2 years, there's been officially no Nation of Islam. So the book got it right on the nose. Am I lying? Well, if you didn't live it, I did. I didn't have no job that I was going to and had to combine the job with the knowledge that was taking place. No. Nonsense, 1980, 84, that I did anything in the way of working other than what I'm doing with this. Now, since Farrakhan was supposed to be a reminder, that's all he did. Lewis came up with the smoking mirrors to make you think he could build a nation, never built it. If he did, where is it? In this day and time, great and dreadful. How is it going to be great for you and there is no system in place for you? You still got to go ask Whitey, can I eat today? May I have my portion of daily bread? And he says, no, hell no. I mean, you had Elijah, you had Farrakhan, now God didn't hear himself. What are you coming asking me for? Think about it. Has Jesus got a system set up for you? I mean, I hear Fred Price breaking the Bible down about Jesus and the Lord. Have you got a system set up for you? So it looks like to me they're going to be caught up in that dreadful. Has they got a system to feed you, clothe you, house you? Have Master Fard Muhammad got it for you? All of you all that's still waiting for the messenger, well, I love the messenger, I'm still following the messenger. Has the messenger got to stand for you as you know him to be? The book reads, in the end of time, or the days of Allah, Allah himself would come. He would save you and bring you out with great substance. That has to be done through a system. He's not going to just come there and everybody sees, let's go. And we go, oh no, that never has happened. He said he came and spent time here. Came and got in the mud with you. So you can't say, well, look, Allah, I mean, you don't know what we've been through. You came here looking good and you're still good and you're getting ready to leave good. I mean, you don't have no idea. You can't say that. I'm the only speaker, the only person. I'm always a one of everything. I'm a one of a kind. I'm just a one of a kind man. If you look, every automobile I ride in, it stands out one. You know, other people make them. I bought a you all did. Bought a Q45, 2000. Infinity. Q45, 4 and 5. That period. We ordered it. We had to wait, what was it, 6 weeks or more? Or 8 weeks to get it. And the man says it's going to be no more than 6 weeks. I mean, you have it probably before then. So, hey, where the car? Mr. Solomon, it's unusual. That car you're getting is the only car they made. The color combination. Now, there wasn't only Q45. But that color combination and the things that they had and whatnot was the only one they made. Only one. I came out here in a dually pickup. Plenty dually pickup. I got a stretch one. Every time I stop to get fuel, right on the road, they riding by, giving thumbs up. You know, everyone stopped, they come in. One man I stopped out here in Georgia, I went in to pay for the fuel. He must have was a construction worker because he had one of these measuring sticks, that you roll. He started from the front and he was walking, just measuring it. He got when I come in, he said, "Awesome, dude, awesome." What I'm showing you, I'm still one. You don't see nobody standing before you speaking with no teeth. I'm one. It ain't gonna stay that way, but right now you cannot say. If it's any man of any substance, you can't find him speaking with no teeth. Am I right? Is that right, Brother Andre? One man. Think about it. Some say, well, he's foolish. I see sometimes I go place and start speaking, and soon as I open my mouth and say something, the whole audience goes, I keep speaking this. And that's why they don't even notice it. Then I see them into it. We'll be rocking there. And by the time I say, any questions? Yes, sir. And nobody never asked me about my teeth or the absence of them. You see? So the same thing with this. 2 years, the sickness, the incurable disease was on him. And after 2 years, they said he died. Because not of the disease or the sickness from the cancer that he had, but they gave him an overdose of radiation according to him, what he said. To make sure the cancer that was in his body went someplace and make sure that it got it wherever it was at in his body, they gave him an inordinate amount of radiation. Now the radiation is killing him and they have no cure for it. And it said within 2 years, according to this, in 2 years, 2000, when it happened. So by the end of year 2002, the completion of the 2 years. So the only way that this can be turned around is that he called me. And according to what he called me and when he called me determines what I'll do. it's incurable to them. Well, just remember, at least just in this planet alone, 78 trillion years of knowledge. And we don't know what to do with radiation? Please. Are you getting what's being said? 2 years. And May the 11th of this year will be 70 years old. 70. Now let's look and see. Make sure a few little things that might not be in here, but what you have visual that you see. Up until year 2000, the closer it got to it, he started wearing straight ties, bow ties. The brothers that followed him, straight ties, bow ties. Until the bow tie was faded out. Now it's all straight ties. So, which God is he submitting to? There was a partner that he allowed to have with him until he got to year 2000. And he went all the way. He severed the partnership and went all the way with Satan. Now he never says Allah, he says God. He didn't wear no bow ties, he wears straight ties. He never speaks definite. Always elusive. Well, if you don't recognize him, just listen. Go and get some of the tapes. And tell me, what have you heard? What will you hear? What can you hear that will give you a definite, where you can make a definite move from him? I call it as it is, not as I see it, as it is. This way, you can move. And you cannot charge me for giving you false information. You got it? Things are not getting no better. Things are not getting any better. If you like, Brother Captain, if you like, you can have a seat there. If they bust in, I think you and I both can have one. So if anything you do, get the tape and go over it. If you didn't, take your notes, go home with your Bible, and get into it. There's a few other things just there too I didn't mention. You must remember when it speaks people, when it's plural, it means plural. When it speaks singular, the S is not there. It's saying something else. And the 8-year reign, we all know it's much longer than that if we figure it that way. Had it not been for me to give the clear explanation of it, and it's not made up, the numbers prove that it is made up. It isn't something that I'm wishing. I'm letting you know what it is. So now, the book says 2 years. We're into it a year. According to the numbers, 2000, 2001. Now, if we go from 2001 to 2002, really that's 2 years. So when he actually gets his birthday this year, the 2 years will be completed. Have you all got it? Well, what is that supposed to do for you? God, Allah, Royall. Well, this is what it does for me. It lets me know this is planned. It isn't happening by happenstance or circumstance. It's planned. And there's no breaking the plan unless the key players that's on the stage absolutely do what he says. What was he asking everybody to do in the Million Man March? Atone. Atone. It would be something different if you were asking a regular man, you asking your husband, baby, I got lung cancer, or I got breast cancer, will you heal me? But you live with it. You know the extent of his knowledge. You know damn well he can't heal you. Best thing he can do is tell you, baby, we'll look up the best doctor. And if we have to make a loan, we'll do that, and we'll put it in God's hand and the doctor's. Is that right? However, if you have absolute knowledge that this man is God himself, the supreme being, Allah, the all in all, and if you come and say, well, listen, I understand now that you absolutely are the embodiment of all things and all knowledge. At least 78 trillion years of knowledge in this planet. With that kind of knowledge, I know you can heal me if you will. What is it that I have to do for that to actually take place? I'm submitting myself entirely. Entirely. And I'm certainly sorry and grieved for my past behavior. For killing my brothers and sisters. This might be distasteful. But digest it. And see if you don't wake up tomorrow morning feeling better. Just to know is a blessing. Walking around thinking that you know, or you're close to the answer. You know, it's like, see, you playing bingo, and they're calling it, and you beat 21, you look, you thought it was beat 21, but you look, it was C21. You know, you was excited, you know. Or it's beat 20, and you had beat 21, you, darn, it's 20. You was that close, but you didn't make it. When they call beat 21, you got, bingo! I got it! Prize wasn't but $5, but you were still happy that you beat everybody else in there. You see what I'm saying? So same thing when you got the proper, right, and exact understanding of what God said before it even happened, and now it happened, boy, witness that it happened. Now God comes himself and says, look, this is what happened. Just like it reads, at the end, I will come and lead you or take you into all truth. And until I come, impossible for it to be done. If it was, what the heck am I here for? You know, Fred Price ain't led you into it. Bishop Jake ain't led you into it. Royall Dean hasn't led you into it. Jesus didn't lead you into it. He said, hey, if I don't leave, the Comforter can't come. Farrakhan didn't lead you into it. He just reminded you. Lewis led you away from it. At this day and time, black man, who do you have? Is Jesse Jackson? What person that looks like you is doing something in your behalf? Who? Which preacher? Which husband? Which wife? You see? You see? Who is it? Well, he started off with calling himself the prepared one. Then he went to Solomon. Now he's in his own name. Royall. At least one of them. And when I come to that, Royall means know it all, or judge all, summons all, because it's spelled with two L's, not one. Royall. All. So to make sure that I save the cream of the planet. Because the cream of the planet actually is the God of the universe. So to make sure I save the cream of the planet, I got to step into me, my own royal robe, my own royal knowledge. And to cause you to understand that I got to set up a system that's going to save you. And I don't mean save you in your thinking. After you think right, you still got to eat. You still got to have clothes. You still got to have a place where you can live and operate without being tormented, harassed by the open enemy. Somebody tell you, well, you're 3 days late on your rent, so you know that's 20% late charges. Well, damn, if I couldn't pay the rent, how are you going to charge me 20% more? That's anti-math. So you got to be free of all that. So who's producing that place? Me. It's called the United Nation of Islam. We already started some of it, and things that's happened up to now has just only been an attraction. Brother Abbas Rasul, in the Bible, he's styled as Bezalel. You can find him in, I think, in Corinthians, I think it is. 1 Corinthians, where it's talking about Solomon. And I think it's in also in Kings, or just find it. And let you know what we gave him to make us successful. In other words, it's saying, Elijah, you go and prepare for your son, Solomon. Because I'm not letting you build this kingdom. Your son shall build it. However, before he comes to build it, you prepare for him. And this is how you do it. You start dealing with nations around the world. And I'm going to send to you a man, and we're going to make him wise in that endeavor. We're going to send him around so people will get familiar with him and know him. Then we're going to stop it and let the nations fall. Then when this God comes, or this Solomon, or this one to lead everyone into all truth, when he steps up to bring about the system, then he will dispatch this Bezalel or Rasul again to these different nations. And all of the things that the nations have of any value, they're going to offer it to us. Just for what we are doing or saying and doing. And I said, this is how you do it, Abbas. Since we have to have, are you listening? Especially the ones that was with the messenger. You need to listen at this. Because the promise was that you would have money, number one, good homes, and friendships in all walks of life, and peace of mind and contentment of heart. That's a promise made to you. How's that going to be done? By you going out working, or having your sons go out and work and donate? That'll never happen. First place, your sons think they don't let you. They left you because you was in the night. They couldn't see nothing where you was getting any advantage or any good from that. They said, that's not attractive. Forget that. I'm gone. So to tell your sons, look, God is here. You need to donate so we can get the nation going. They look, you're okay, Dad. Poor fella. Talking about their dad now. Poor fella. It didn't happen for him when Elijah was here. I don't know what makes you think it'll happen now. My father needs help. So it's not going to happen. However, this is what God did. He prepared a man. And when it got time, I said, Abbas, now it's time. We have done enough for the people of knowledge to see. The ignorant man, we could have all of North America and have it going. They would still look and say, well, it must happen. White folks is backing you. Just dumb. And that's why it's written in the Bible, you can't please the ignorant. You can't please them. However, the wise man, he looks and says, what? This man has started a nation of Islam, United Nation of Islam, and he has it working with no money? That takes knowledge. And what he's saying, we can't say it's wrong, even about us. Let's see if we can get in on this. So I said, Abbas, they're calling for us. Now, this is what you do. When you go just like me, independent. You let them know, say, look, this is what we're doing. Whatever you have for us and you want us to do, it's got to be in the open. We're not giving nobody no bribes. We're not feeding nobody under the table. We're not going to do it with one hand behind us.
Whatever we see in front of us, that's what we're going to deal with, and we're going to sign the agreement just like that. If you can't do it, I will draw up the contract, and you sign it. They loved it. They start giving us things so quick. I said, oh, tell them, wait a minute. Hold up. That's too fast. We want to make sure they know what they're getting into. Because I see a contract coming across here talking about, we will be partners. Oh, no, 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 no. No partners. Forget that. And you can't read when Solomon was building the house of the Lord where he had a partner. There wasn't no partners. He traded with them, however, there was no partners. Now, for the fourth or fifth time, Abbas has gone over, and the deals that we engaged in have now started to finalize. We have signed contracts now for gold, diamond, water, farmland. You name it, we got it. Oil. So the 16th of this month, we will negotiate just how and when it will start. If there's a country now that wants to give us 3 million barrels of oil per day, now we're not going to use it as a nation first because we don't have a refinery. However, we do know where one is. Let's just say, just oil now, not the gold and diamonds. Let's just say we took 10 cents a barrel. 7 days, that's 21 million barrels per week. Will I be able to keep the promise, making sure that you have money and good homes? Think about it. Think about it. I got the system set up. I'm recognized by this country here as a nation of Islam. Today or tomorrow, today is Sunday. We're still checking on it. However, we could do it if we wanted to. We have now our flag that waves in the breeze like you see all other flags that we were supposed to raise today at our university. The law in this country, when you do that, you're supposed to raise also the national flag. So I said, well, hold off. I don't know if I want to raise the universal flag with the American flag. Let me think on that. So I thought on it, and they went back to the laws and checked it and said, well, we don't really have to do that. Whatever city or county or state that we're in, that flag has to go up with whatever flag you're raising up. So I thought about it, and I said, well, we got flags like that, which on the inside of it, we got plastic flags. You've been to our filling station. You see the big flag there, but it's just fixed. But the flag that waves in the breeze and, let nature move it, this is the first one we're getting. It's supposed to be raised today. Full-size universal flag. The United Nation of Islam. And this country recognizes it. But the poor, dumb black man, he walk by and think, who do they think they are? Blind, deaf, and dumb. You're not going to hell, black man. You're already there. And I encourage you, if you don't want to be with me and what's right, I encourage you not to die. Stay in hell until I light the fire. And we will see if you will be kindling for the fire. Since it's mostly the black man in North America that I'm speaking about, you won't be fuel for the fire because you're not more hell until I light the fire. And we will see if you will be kindling for the fire. Since it's mostly the black man in North America that I'm speaking about, you won't be fuel for the fire because you're not more than the Caucasian in number. However, because of you is why the fire is even put in. prophecy. It's because of you that I'm going to even cause it to be a fire, not the white man. He don't need no fire. He ain't that great. For you, black man. How can I prove that? Go to the beach and see how many lotions that white folks has developed to keep from getting burned. And the sun is 93 million miles away. So it don't take no terrific fire to get rid of him. But you, black man, you. I don't know what to tell you. You done looked at Hollywood so much and you done got Holly weird. You really spooked out. And this man is showing you all kinds of crazy stuff. It's real crazy. Then when people try it, he locked them and said, what's wrong with him? I mean, what caused him to, he know what caused him to do it. Had a little boy down there in Tampa, Florida, little teeny plane, he runs into a tall building. Hardly didn't do no damage. But it just, if it had never been done, if they hadn't been seeing it on the movies, over and over and over and over and over and over, it never come in their mind to do it. But they plant things in your mind, especially the black man. You nothing. You never will be nothing. You're known to be a stud, so that's all you're good for. So stud your woman. I'm even letting you have mine now. And while you studying them, I got a trap set for you. When you wake up and realize you can't go with Solomon, you can't go with Allah, you can't be with Royall, you're too dumb. You waited too late, the train is gone. You see? Remember Curtis Mayfield? Get on board. You don't need no ticket. Y'all messed around the train and left. Didn't even need a ticket. Now you can't get it. Even if you got your ticket, you can't get on. Train ain't there. I hope you understand. I truly hope you understand. Those of you that are visitors, if there is something that you heard that you're not comfortable with, you like have understanding of what you did, I'm opening up the floor now. Ask me. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to read your mind. I'm too busy reading mine. It's just a little humor. However, if you're with me, you need to know what I know. If you don't know what I know, I'm compelled to share it with you. You see? So this, what I did today, should allow you to have a definite time marker. So you'll see what's happening. The money starts to come in. Every place where we have a temple. Here, I'm not going to build this up too much. Look where this is going. Hey, but I still got to do something to show that this is real. So we will have the necessary things, food. We may have it in such a way where it will be an attraction. When I say food, not just a diner, a bakery also. So that people can come and see, and you can point them from here to where the real happenings is, in the center of the country. Every place, New York, Baltimore, all the states around where we have places and whatnot. When the money comes in, it won't be no more where you all are sending money to no central place. The central place is going to be sending money to you. And I was asked yesterday, what will the budget be here in Los Angeles? And the answer that I gave, the budget will match your activity. If you do nothing, there won't be no nothing budget. I hope you pay attention to it. Because this is the freedom that I'm offering you. I mean, hey, if you go down and you take over Los Angeles, the city part you take over, hey, the budget will be for that. If you put up one little small restaurant, that'll be your budget. You understand? In other words, the budget will be comparable to your activity. And I'm not saying just get a restaurant, don't get nothing else. No. You get a restaurant, you say, Father, we've seen a house over here, it's an apartment house, and we can put all the members in it, and everybody can live here, so it's got big gates around it. Can we get that? We don't have to pay that. Everybody that works in the businesses and whatnot, they have a place to stay, we don't have to worry about paying the rent and whatnot. Well, how much is it? Father, it costs $500,000, no problem. Go down, have the lawyer or whatever it is, go down, make sure we get it where it should be. check be coming. The money's not for me. Look at this. Money, good home friends, my always like, but look how we're getting the money. A Caucasian called me up. He'd been calling me for some time because I was doing some work. Well, he was doing some work for me. And every time, and everybody else does the same way. But he did very good work. And every time he finished, I always paid him, bam, as soon as he finished, I paid him. And it looked like every time that happened, he was right at the point where he was scraping the bottom. So he started calling me. He said, man, you my savior. Is that right? So he got into another pinch. He called my house. All right, man, I'm in trouble. To get to the point, he said, I need to borrow $50,000. Nobody will loan it to me. And the people that are hired to work, if they don't do the work right, I fire them. If I have to do it myself, I do it myself. I don't have enough money to buy the place that I'm in. He said, would you be able to help me? I said, well, I got some money coming. If it comes the way I think it will, I'll help you. He's jumping up and down. He called, he said, when is it coming? I said, look, you do what you got to do until I get it. Then when I get it, then I'll keep my word. He says, thank you, that's all I needed to know. Because I build up a rapport with you. I don't lie. You see what I'm saying? He's asking. So I'm sending. You all don't have to ask. You've already asked by what you have done and is doing. That's the asking. Father, I'm with you. I'm having a fundraiser. We're keeping the temple open. We're keeping a certain amount of members. We can't make nobody be a member, but those that are here, we expect them to do right. That's the asking. So when I get it, you got it. You see? That's the way it goes. Because now in the mathematical thinking classes, this is going to determine whether you learn anything. It will determine your activity. Because you should always move on math, not what somebody says. If they say it, you got to be able to add it up. If it don't add up and something's wrong or crooked, I'm not venturing off into that. But look what the man said. He said, well, if you would loan me this, I will take 2 brothers that you send me, and I will teach them what I know and give them a salary while they're doing it. I said, oh, you do that? He said, yes. And he's a certified mechanic. Certified even in the sounds. I had a car. I took it to the people. It was making a noise. I couldn't find out where the noise was coming from. You know, if you are truly a righteous person, anything that's happening that's not supposed to be happening, you can't let it go until you find out what it is. So it was a little noise just kept. I said, well, I'm not going to let it go because it's an old car. If it's a noise, it's letting me know something's wrong. Let me find out what it is. So I cut it to the 4 people. They just couldn't find it. So I drove around for a while, kept on. I said, well, this man told me, he's certified, he's in noise. I'm going to carry it to him. I carried it to him. He said, what's wrong? I said, I got a noise in this car and I can't find out what it is. I done carried it to the 4 people. They can't find it. He hadn't gone 2 blocks. He told me exactly what it was. Carried it back to his shop. Something real simple. Didn't even charge him. The man know what he's talking about. So, got 2 brothers that I can send. He's going to pay the money back. The brothers are going to get taught, get paid while they're being taught. How can I lose? You see? Now, the ones in Africa. They want us to come and teach what we do and how we do it to them. And they're going to pay, according to them, this is in the contract, they're going to pay us to teach them at the government level of how to do what we're doing. Because it has come a time in history where they are saying that they cannot treat the people the way they've been treating them any longer. So in order for the people not to come up against them and really come against them, They now have got to be able to treat the people the way we treat ours that will stop them from coming against them. So they want to be taught in Arabia, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, they say, and even in Afghanistan when the war is over. We didn't ask them, they're asking us. So you left too soon, brother. You left too soon. So all of those that's with us, we're getting our passports. My wife is the dean of our school. We have a university. They're asking for her to come over in Cameroon. They've been asking to come over and start the school. They even want to name the school after her. This is in Africa. And they want us to build for them their country, set it up. They want to start off with us building, contract, 100,000 homes. Not that we're going to build them, but we see that they're being built. We handle all the finance. And they want it done in 10,000 home increments. Asking us. Just means we got to deal with the sewer system, the roads, the communication, everything. Got to come from our mind. Like it reads here in the book. All of the nations bowed to this one. If you even think, those of you that's here, and those that hear this tape, even if the thought comes across your mind, which I'm sure Satan is sending it, oh, he's just talking. You ain't seen nothing yet. So that's just probably talk. When it does happen, and you see it, where's it put you? All wise people prepare. In nature, it's set up where you are prepared. I see 2 young brothers sitting here in the audience. 3 young brothers. They don't stand up and speak with authority because they're being prepared. So when they do stand up, they got all of what they were prepared with as a foundation. So when they speak, they can do it with authority. So when the activity comes, and we are at the head of it, not at the foot doing the work, we determine how the work is to be done. But you leave. You don't stay with us. Or you don't believe it, so you don't come. So we can't trust you. You're not going to know because you didn't go to the class. You never learned. So if you do come with us, we can put you in a job like cleaning the toilet. We can trust you doing that. It's for real because I'm for real. You see? So this ain't something that I'm looking to do. We are doing it. You see? And they said the man Bezalel, we gave him the understanding, knowledge and the understanding of all, A-L-L, workmanship. So he is dealing with all of the nations in what they have to offer us and what they want us to do for them. One Arab, I want to say conglomerate, entity, they were so excited about what they heard, they asked him to explain it 3 times. See, would you explain that again? And every time he explained it, they got more and more excited. Then they said, look, will you allow us, outside of the other deals that we're going to be doing with you, will you allow us, just to make sure that we are part of the development in North America where you are, will you allow us to just give you $5 million? He said, well, of course, as long as there's no strings attached to it. He said, no strings. If you pay it back, you just pay the $5 million, no interest. Just from what they heard and what they saw in him. And everybody they saw him, the second thing that came out of their mouth after they said, Salam alaikum or hi, or salam. Was everybody that's out in the street, running up and down the street? If you're black, they're kindling for the fire. This country, I think in this country you have something like 30-some million black people.
Well, you got 200-some million whites? Something like that. So that would really be the fuel, wouldn't it? The fuel of the black. You can. And this fire is going to be so hot that the earth itself is going to wish it could get up and move. I'm telling you, because I'm the one that's bringing it. The book says it was hotter than brimstone. 7 times hotter. So the whole earth is not going to burn, but the spot where it's going to burn, wish it could get up and move. And I have to be so careful and meticulous about how I'm going to do it, so I don't burn a hole clean through the earth. This is God talking. So y'all just listening? If you want to be with me, I'm jumping up and down. If you don't want to be with me, hey, the hell with you. Because that's where you're going to be. You might say, well, that's arrogant. That ain't arrogant. That's just the truth. And I strongly urge and suggest that you don't wait until the fire touches you before you say, well, bam, I wish I had listened to him. Well, that's written in here too. And in the Quran, they bit their fingers, their own fingers, with intense grief, wishing that they had followed the footsteps of their apostle. You see? So they should have been like me with no teeth. It would have been hard to bite them. Bit them with intense grief. Intense grief. So all y'all can laugh now. You know, they don't want to hear that. You know, that boy thinks he's crazy. They got some people writing on the internet. I'm just crazy. I'm a hypocrite. We went up in the Berkeley, California. Louis boy walked in there and said, well, he can't be the right one. Look where he got his flag. 7 points on it. That's not the messenger's teaching. Poor fella. If he don't change, he'll be mighty upset with the one that led him wrong. Mighty upset. So I say again before I open up the floor, when I do, and those of you that are listening to this tape, I'm opening up the floor to you too, and your way to get to me is 1-800-331-7668. I'll say it again, keeping you running the tape back. 1-800-331-7668. Call me. The floor is open. And let me know who has a system set up for you for your own salvation. I want to know. I need to meet him. Or I need to meet her, whoever it is. Floor is open. Call. And don't be dumb when you call. Call and let me know who it is. And if you can't call and let me know who it is, call and ask and let me know that you're interested in this anyhow. If you're interested in this, I'm interested in you. If you're not interested in this, I've already got your fate set for you. Just wait. Floor is open. If you all want to ask me anything or let me know anything, or we can go on home and eat. Got 2 mics there. Anyone got anything they want to ask me? Yes, sir. Get it started. How many understood already what was delivered? How many see it as being the truth? Okay. Those of you that did not raise your hand, you should ask. You should ask. You should have a question. And I can understand not knowing or maybe understanding it because of what you've been fed up until now. This is no different if you've been eating a bunch of wrong food. Then you come into this health thing and don't really know how to do it. Then you get so sick you almost die, and then you say, I ain't want nothing else to do with that health food. You know, that food made me sick, but that ain't what made you sick. The truth went in and started upsetting that garbage that was in there, and the garbage started to recirculate through your system, and you didn't have the knowledge to know how to regulate it. You got sick from the garbage, not the health food. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, Father. My question is, you shared on numerous tapes how the righteous, those of whom are with you, are going to be going through some physical changes and whatnot. I recall the light is going to be emitted from the skin. We're going to be able to use the light as clothing as opposed to use physical cloth clothing. And also, we're not going to have a need for the anus anymore. My question is, when are when are these changes going to take place, and are any of these changes going to be painful or cause any discomfort is going to be taking place from it?
No, sir. You won't have no discomfort. Matter of fact, you feel very good. It's going to be a growing process. You will grow to be better, best, perfect. And when you reach the perfect stage, that's when you have no need for an anus. Just as an example, the food that you will intake is nothing but pure energy. Since it's pure, there is no substance there to get rid of that the body don't use. So you don't need no system in the body set up to extract or eliminate that the body can't use. So there's no need for no anus. Now, it will be used up in what you do, your energy that you expel. This is the same thing if you drink water. If you don't drink a lot, not enough to actually make you go to the bathroom, and you're doing something to let you know you don't have to urinate, you will sweat it out and become dehydrated. So if you're eating something that is nothing but pure energy, everything you use, there is nothing to throw away. So in your motion will determine how fast you use it up. While it is there, it causes no indigestion. It don't cause no discomfort. You know, it's like getting a tank full of, high chest. Every time you want to do something, you do it. You know, if it's too hot on the ground, levitate. You got the energy. You got the energy to do it. And the brain works on the energy. So it'll be a little while. However, you're going to enjoy reaching that point.
Yes, sir.
We got to get rid of these doubters first.
Yes, sir. Thank you. My next question is, will the righteous be using telekinesis or be moving things with the mind and whatnot, or will that be necessary?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Everything that the mind can think of, you'll be able to do. And when it gets to that point, you won't be able to think of anything wrong. Impossible. So whatever you can think of, you'll do it. And to let you know, you're going to do a lot of thinking, because that's going to be your exchange to purchase things and items from other people. You got to be able to tell them something that's worthy of what you're asking, and in a way where they can understand it. Like I just read this, gave an understanding of what this is according to the time and according to the person, so we won't be wondering. Some of you all say you understood, so you will make it. Some say they didn't understand, so they won't make it unless they gain understanding. So it's going to be the same thing there. If I go to explain something that's far above the person's ability to understand what say if they got that chair, I say, I'd like to have that chair. Is it for sale? They say, yeah. Well, you know what you're supposed to do? Tell me something I don't know. And I tell them something they don't know, but they don't understand. I still can't get the chair. But if I tell them something they don't know and cause them to understand, they say, oh, okay, man, yeah, take the chair.
Yes, sir.
You see, they got something, nobody can rob them. You can't come along and rob them. You ain't got to go to the bank and put nothing in. And on the way to the bank, the robber robs you.
Yes, sir.
Or you're working at 12 midnight and you're closing up and you're putting all your money in and get ready to go home and break in and rob you. Can't rob you. So people that's not with me, that may sound like, that's a bunch of hogwash. Remember, 78 trillion years.
Yes, sir.
Yes, remember. And this white man has developed what he's developed in 200 years. 200 years. He got in space. 200 years. Now, is that in any reality, any real competition against 78 trillion? No. Rest my case. Something else? You know, it's another thing too. Hold your thought.
Yes, sir.
I can be real happy because I know a certain level of stagnation is over.
Yes, sir.
It's over. Gone. So that means I don't have to, you know, you work hard, you come home, you're sweaty, you feel like you clean up. You know, you really don't even want to embrace your wife because she's been home all day looking pretty, smelling good when she comes to the door and let you in, you know. But you feel, man, I'm a little sweaty. But I know her, she understands, so you give her a hug, with a light one. But you feel better. You say, I'll be right down, baby. Run up, run wherever the bathroom is, water closet, jump in the shower, come out, do yourself up, put the little smells on, come back. Now, how you doing, baby? Yeah. Feel good now, because that stuff is gone. Is it? Yes, sir. What was it?
Pardon me, Father. At this time, I'll relinquish the mic. If I come up with something else, I'll come back.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. I'll say it again. Those of you that first time hearing me, whatnot, take advantage of it. I came out here for one particular reason. I wanted to make sure all of the math that was being done here in this temple was being done right. So I came myself. I started to send my daughter. I said, no. The scientists always told me, say, Royall, why don't you ever like to go and spend a little time on the west side of your crib? I kind of thought about this. Well, I'd go there and spend a couple of days. I'd go myself. So I came out, make sure we get the books in order and get that right and everything. So the minister said, well, would you say something to speak to us at Teach Sunday? Thought about it. It wouldn't be right if I just sit in the hotel and didn't come. So yeah, I'll come back and speak. So I said that to say, you don't know when I'm coming back. So unless you call the 800 number, you got live living flesh here. You can ask what you want. I'll give you the answer. You know, that's up to you. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, Father. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Yes, sir, Father. Would you share with me how to build confidence, or how one goes about building their self-confidence?
Practice truth with yourself. Not making nobody else. If you want to have self-confidence, you practice what you already know is right. Practice it. And you already know because you're going to practice. Even if right now, if you say, well, I'm really going to do that. So if you say it, Satan say, oh, really? Oh, we'll see. You know, if there's no more than where you put your shoes at night. Maybe you just take your shoes off, throw them on the side of the wall or something like that. So I said, well, no, I'm going to have order, but I'm going to place them here. When you come home, Satan will have it where you forget it. Or you come home, your wife don't move the table there. It's going to be something where you're going to have to fight for it. And when you start doing it, and the more you do it, and the more you do it, the stronger you get. And the more confidence you have, because the only thing that gives you confidence is truth and the understanding of it. That's why I'm confident and sharing with you today the reality of what was written about the time and the person that is most magnified in the time today. Because I know. Because the truth tells me, mathematically. You see? So I can say it on tape and tell you, hey, call me if you want to. We'll argue about it. However, the argument must be this way. The best argument that you can get into determines on how much truth is in it. If it ain't no truth, you ain't got no argument. Yeah, it's crazy. You see? Okay.
Yes, sir, Father. My next question is, what is the origin, or what is energy?
Energy?
Yes, sir.
I said it a few times, haven't I? I want to make sure I say the same thing over. Let me say it this way. I'm going to start teaching you all how to decipher words from the God meaning. It's always the essence, right? Do you all remember me to give an explanation of my name, Jenkins. You remember that? The N there represents, the I represented Allah, right? And the N represents actually N. Energy. Geo really means go, means you're going to move something, right? You move it, right? Now, N, if you say, well, energy, if you just say, you break it down, just say the N. This means it's got to be something that is either in this house or in this place here or inside of you that's making things go. It's going to make you go. That's the substance that make you move. It's called energy. You see? However, it is a power that's omitted from atoms, neutrons. It's omitted from that makes things move. That's energy. But neutrons, and we're not going to have that, so to say, in what's coming up. That's negative. I'm going to show you how to do it a different way. Now, I know quite a few smart people listen at this and say, oh, that's impossible. You've got to have a neutron. Got to. Maybe you do. I don't got to have nothing. Because I'm taking you being nothing and making you something. So you keep limiting the power and the knowledge of God or Allah. Something else?
Yes, sir. My last question. I would like to have, if you would share with me some greater understanding on Farrakhan, the scientist entering Lewis's person. I would like greater understanding on that.
Well, this is let's look at it from a standpoint of a family. Now, if you and your wife have 3 or 4 sons, 2 or 3 daughters, and the son that loves what you taught the most is always willing and always doing something that is magnifying the knowledge that you shared with him. So by him still being your son, and he hasn't reached a level of surpassing you in your knowledge, he hasn't been able to break the circle of your knowledge. So therefore, he's always doing something that you ask him to do. Right? This is the same way it is with the family of God or the angels that work for me. They're like family. This particular scientist does a lot of things for us. So he volunteered to do this thing to make sure the word or the message actually got across to our people. Because the war is between Allah and Satan, not the black man and the devil, or God and the devil. So in order to do this in a way where everything is taken care of, we still got to take care of the devil, but he's not the top man. The devil is the man that works for the top man. So we're used to the devil. If we came and start talking about Satan, we would have overlooked that was in front of our face, and he would still kill us. So what we did, or this scientist Farrakhan, or what we need you to do, is to come into this man that has developed his speaking ability, and he looks good to the public. So when he comes on the rostrum, what we'll do, we will take him, and you come in, and you speak through him, using his voice and everything. In other words, all of the thoughts and everything that he will be speaking, it will be from you. This way, it will cause the black man to see what the messenger is saying and doing is absolutely true, because what you're going to be saying is not like what the other ministers say. It's not even like what the messenger says, but it does give clear explanation as to what the messenger is saying. So that's what you do for me. Thank you, Allah. I'll be more than happy to do that. So that's what happened. And that's why when he was doing that, they styled Minister Lewis as Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So the messenger, to properly identify who was doing what, he named him Louis Farrakhan. So the ones that are wise would know the man that's messing up is Louis. And Louis means lost. And if you got the right knowledge, you can't be lost. You cannot be lost if you got the right knowledge. Now the one Farrakhan, he has it. So he spoke with authority. and caused everybody to know what Elijah was saying is absolutely true. He backed him up. Now, when Farrakhan had completed and was relieved of his duty, I relieved him, he left. He didn't come back in Lewis anymore. Then everything was left up to Lewis, because Lewis has got to be just like everybody says. Every tub has got to stand on its own bottom. Every person has got to bear witness. And you can only bear witness for or against if you have knowledge or don't have it. And if you are in a position to have it, then you have no excuse. So here, Lewis, this is what has come from your mouth, although Farrakhan said it. So it should be very comfortable for you to listen, because it's your own voice. So listen to yourself and see. However, his character did not accept his own voice. So he lived out the lost part. If that's clear.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Father.
Yes, sir. You all getting it?
Yes, sir.
Making sense to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, Father. I would like you to make a presentation in your new name now as Royall, as you shared those who won't accept you because they want to see you do something and bring about something that they, in their mind, will see God to do. And I would like you to share on tape now, since this is your first time in Los Angeles as Royall, those who are looking for that and what you've shared in regards to that.
Well, the very name Royall, or title, Royall, it indicates that if a man, Royal means to judge. A-L-L means all. Now, and it also means to execute or put in motion, not just to judge it and leave it alone. You know, much like a judge sits behind the bench, or they say on the bench, and he's the judge. So he judges. He don't put you in jail, but he says 30 years. He ain't left the bench. He got all these other things in motion to make sure you're going to do it in 30 years, but he never left the bench. So the Royall that is now in motion here, me being myself, at least for my birth name, this means that everything that's coming up, I've either judged it or I am judging it. And when the conclusion has been reached on the judgment, then I put the necessary things in motion to make sure that the execution comes behind the judgment. So this is the time that we're living in. Now, who should I demonstrate this on? Those that are with me and those that came with the messenger. Right. Not with the lost found. I mean, your God is Jesus with the white man. That's your God. Your God is money. The white man on the dollar. You know. The closest you ever got to black is the Indian head nickel with the Indian on it. Now you can't even hardly get that. So everything is white. So, you know, I'm not judging you. You've already been judged. It's up to you if you want to come out of it. So that's what that means. So in order for me to do this rightly, I got to clean my own house up first. Number one. And my own house is where? The Nation of Islam. So I don't have to go and deal with everybody in the Nation of Islam. Just deal with the leader. You know, like that, what was it, Harlem Nights? You all remember seeing that? Yes, Eddie Murphy? When he was talking about, you know, you can't go around shooting everybody. He said, it ain't who you know how many people you shoot? Yeah, who you shoot. You see? So if I'm going to clean up my house, and I really don't give a damn about what people think that Master Farad Muhammad is coming back, or Master Farad Muhammad is going to do nothing. He done did what he's going to do. He ain't coming back. It is I that is doing this. So you can think what you please and keep thinking that. If that please and keep thinking it, you're going to burn. In other words, that's the mode that I am now. And as far as seeing me do something, just for me saying and doing what I'm doing, if you got it in the sight at all, you can see it. Ain't nobody else doing it. They ain't even talking it, let alone doing it. And I'm talking about sending what's millions and billions of dollars. My son called me up and said, Father, I had a revelation. He said he had a dream. I had a revelation, and he ain't with me. 2 o'clock in the morning, he called all happy, all fired up, spirited up. I said, well, man, what did you have, son? He said, I had a revelation that all of the world's finances was dependent upon you. He said, you don't never have to worry about money. I said, are you sure? He said, yes, I'm telling you. Money will never be an object with you. The whole world, you're going to set the standard for what it does with it. You see? So I'm cleaning up my house first. And the one that was put there that I allowed to be there was Louis Farrakhan. Farrakhan did his job well, his duty. Louis blundered miserably. And to show his miserably, look at him. He himself said, my quality of life has greatly diminished. You see? And the book reads here, the Lord did this. Now, the ones that's with me, we was in Atlanta. What, a couple of weeks ago? I said, by the time I walk across the stage, those that were really with me, if you got any illness, whatnot, you're going to be healed. By the time I walk across the stage. As soon as I said it, I walked across the stage. I've been getting calls and saying, Father, you didn't lie. Every time I get one of them, I say, yep, that's one that was really with me. Most people think, well, Father said, well, I'll be healed. If you didn't get healed, wasn't really with me. Might be close. You might feel good, but you wasn't healed. When you get to be really with me, and I also said, for the next 3 weeks, everybody that's really with me, you're going to be happy. So those that were really with me, 3 weeks ain't up, I know you're still simmering. I know it. I don't have to call no names. I know, because I'm the man. I really am. And everything, it tells you in here, and it tells you in the Quran. All of nature submitted to Solomon. All he did was call on the 4 winds, and it moved and answered it. So I called on healing. Didn't have to know you. And I also said, you don't have to be with me in the nation. If you just with me in the thought, and it's real, you're going to be healed. By the time I get across the stage, I don't think that took but 5 or 6 steps. Now, if I was in any way a fraud, a lot of people say, oh man, I got worse since then. That man is a fraud. I would have, a thinking man would have to think about it before he say something like that. You see? Now, the people that I really want to see is Brother Charles. The ones from the first. The brother's here. How are you going to see? By keeping my promise. You might have, Brother Charles might say, well, I don't need no money, Father. Okay, you don't need it. Where would you like to go? Well, I'd like to be like Daniel. I want to have my youth back and be able to run and jump like the gazelles. Well, that's all you want, Brother Charles? Yes, sir. Bam, you got it. Thank you, Father. Then he's going to need some money. You see? So when he come back and say, Father, I've been running around, jumping around. I need a fast car. How much is it? It's cost $60,000. Go to the secretary. It's yours. You work for it. I'm going to do it. We offered a man right now in D.C. headquarters. We told him his house is going through some trouble and whatnot in his house. I said, look, we'll fix the house up for you. You've been messing all this time? We'll fix it up for you. Got the time to fix it up. He got a little nervous. Like, well, I don't want, is the nation going to own it? He got these questions. I didn't say the nation going to own it. I said, we're going to fix your house up for you. Because you are the nation. If you have it, and it's fixed up, the nation has a good home. But you're the nation. We don't listen. If that answers your question. And that's another thing, too. When I first started off, even as the prepared one, this is the love that I have for the ones from the first. Because I'm from the first, too, you know.
January this month, January, the 26th, I'll be 60 years old. 60 years old. They called this morning and said, Father, we want to give you a party. Can we? I said, well, you can give it. I don't know if I'll show up. You know I'm 60. However, sister was in the audience. Somebody stood up for her and said, Father, or at that time I think it was calling me Solomon, or prepared one, whichever. And they stood up and said, well, this sister here was from the first. She wants to ask you a question, but her back is hurting so bad, she can't get up. I said, she was with the first? Yes, sir. I said, before we finish, she'll be all right, she'll be healed. I don't think I talked no more, what, about 10 minutes? She jumped up, been jumping up ever since.
Yes, sir.
Just because that's what I wanted to do. I mean, the sister's a rascal, but I still healed it. So if you're looking to see, keep watching the first. Keep watching.
Yes, sir.
And also, you know, that's the real, when I'm saying that's the real thing. This thing about getting restaurants and clothing stores, you know, people will be able to see that too, because the way we're going to do it. But that's not something that's not unusual. It'll be unusual for a black people to have it in the way that we have it. That's going to be the unusual part. But as far as somebody having a theater or a restaurant, or, black people used to that. They feel like they got it, and that's, they ain't want to further with it. You know, so-and-so got a restaurant on so-and-so corner. Boy, his business, he does great business, but you never see nothing else come from it. Unless you see, just like Fred Price. He got everything in that one spot. He got a great, big, beautiful home and everything, but everything is in that one spot. He don't have no system set up for the black man, as a people. Nothing set up. But like he said, he got several bank accounts. Several. Well, it's going to be to his demise. Because we will go and ask him, like he so readily goes into the Bible, we gave you 7 talents. What do you do with it? Well, we increased it. I increased it 1 million. Well, what did you do with it? Well, we got a daycare school. We got a broadcast around the world. We got all of that. Well, what about our people? What did you do with it for them? Well, that's what I did. Well, how many is saved? Everyone that come with me will saved. Well, what makes you think you're saved? Do you go to your enemy for food? Yes. Do you go to your enemy for energy? For your home? Yes. Did you go to the enemy for your home? Yes. Did you go to the enemy for your sanctuary that you got? Yes. Did you go to the enemy for your shoes? Yes. Do you go to the enemy for your clean air? No. Do you breathe the energy, the air, dirty air that your enemy has produced? Yes. So what have you prepared for your people? Well, I never looked at it that way, God. I'd have to say nothing. So give me the 7 talents back. You see? Y'all don't think that way. That's why it's written in the Bible. You don't think the way God thinks. And He don't think the way you think. However, the way He thinks is what's going to be the thought of the day. You see? So?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Royal.
Yes, sir.
My second question is in regards in the beginning of creation. When the original Allah self-created Himself in nothing, and in the nothing was Satan, which was doing nothing, did they become, or did these two forces become dual natures or dueling one another when the original Allah self-created Himself in nothing, when nothing was doing nothing, and then one comes into creation? It's like motion and neutral. Can you explain?
Yes, sir. In other words, they didn't become partners willingly, because the original Allah had no knowledge of this, because nothing can show itself. If the original Allah created Himself in nothing, it couldn't show itself to be something. So there was nothing for the original Allah to prepare Himself to meet, because it was nothing. So all of the nothing that was there, it was matter.
If matter existed, but since it was doing nothing, it was counted as nothing. So the original law started to take and use the nothing in this matter that he got found and shape it and mold it and put it into motion behind his will. And then by doing that, after a while, he started to notice a fluctuation. Like a palpitation of the heart. What was that? The nothing starts showing itself because of the activity of the God or the something. After a certain period of time of this, then the God said, well, there's got to be something else here besides me. What is it? Since now I'm in matter, I made matter for myself, I made a body, flesh and blood, I'm in it. Something keeps suggesting to my thinking to do something crazy. Where did that come from? Then he started realizing, it's something else here besides me. Then when he found out what it is, he found out that in all of the material that he was using, this negative force was there. Well, since it is negative, couldn't show itself until positive came. So now he finds out, oh, it's negative. This is the force of nothing, showing itself behind my actions, always reacting. Now let me see if I can get rid of this and keep myself. And everything that he tried didn't work. If I get rid of all this matter, that means I get rid of me too. I go right back to the essence. As long as I'm just the essence, pure energy, I have to stay that way. I can't never become material, because when I do, I take on this dual nature. You see? So that's what happened. Until I showed up. The new Allah. New. And I can only be new if there was one before me. Right?
Sir.
If it was none before me, I would be the Allah. Not new. But since there's a law before me that created all this in the darkness, I created myself. Not that I was created. I created myself in total light. So now I come to him and say, I know how to get rid of that negative for you. He said, what? You do? You do? Yes, sir, absolutely do. Why are you going to do that? Because I'm the creator. I create all this. I've been testing on this for a long time. I haven't found a way. Look, let me show you. Oh, man. Oh, I'll turn everything over to you. If you would do this for, I turn everything, the whole universe, I turn it over to you. Okay, you do that, we'll do it. So that's why I'm here and you don't see him. When I'm finished doing this, then you'll see him. Oh, you all understand it?
Yes, sir.
If this is a fairy tale, it's good, ain't it? You got it?
Yes, sir.
You already knew, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, my final question.
Didn't you say that last time?
Did I?
No, go ahead. I'm just playing with you.
I got a zillion finally. I'm just gonna keep it at 3, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I was in the city and I happened to glaze up in the sky about 20 feet over my head, and I saw something go by very quick, like the speed of light. And at first I thought it was a rocket launcher or something of that nature. And I looked up and I saw something very extremely unusual. It was like out of this world. It was like a red ray that it left like a trace across in the sky. And this is right. I was the only one that actually witnessed this. It was about 20 people standing outside. However, none of them was looking in the sky. It was right smack down in the city. And I wanted to know what was the baby ship or whatever, whoever was in that ship, what was they trying to show me by leaving that trace of evidence if they had went right over my head right there?
Well, I don't know what that particular thing was. I do know what we're doing. This particular part of the country is being set up, to depart. And energy makes things move. And you, according to what type of light you use or what type of energy you're using, determines on how much power is in it. So you may caught the residue of them doing something to the earth itself, or this particular part of the city. Or it may have been just that you caught the tail of what they were doing, and it just left a sign for you. Because it does boost the spirit to know that you have something that is of that magnitude of power that's for you, that's in your behalf. It kind of boosts it up. You know, it's like those of you that's married and your wife is very beautiful, even if she's not, but she's very beautiful spirited. She takes care of all your needs. She's very attentive. So much so, it don't allow you to look at another woman. The sight of her and what she does always encourages you. Keeps you pure. It's the same thing with this. We're looking for things out of the sky. We're looking for our brothers in the sky. So they come around once in a while and show you certain things and do things for you just to give you that necessary boost. And sometimes they'll be implanting knowledge in you. When it's needed, all of a sudden you just know a whole lot of things. You mean, well, where'd that come from? I don't know. I just know it. If that answers the question.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Father.
Yes, sir. Is that it? Yes, ma'am.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Walaikum salam.
I'm a little nervous.
Me
I've been
too.
here before, but I've never seen you, so I'm a little nervous. Just bear with me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I have a concern about the mental molestation with mothers and sons. This is something that's going on in the families, and no one wants to address it. It's too painful.
Mental molestations of their sons. I have an idea what you mean. However, I'd like for you to tell me what.
Okay. In terms of like, there's a lot of males that are in their 40s still living at home with their mothers. It's like being in a crib.
Yeah, I thought that's
And
what you meant.
whenever a woman comes, to the son, the mother blocks it. And this is something that a lot of black women are complaining about, and no one seems to know what to do. So I'm asking you. You would be the person to ask this question.
All right. Let me see. I want to tell you where you can understand it. The black man, period. And I hope you really listen. If you don't understand, just let me know. The black man, period, until I actually showed up, is like put under a spell from his woman. Really, the author of the spell is the white man. And the black woman sees the white man as being God, or the man of power. So she has taught her own son against being assertive in truth. Only assert yourself in this world. Get the best job. Get the best education. And in doing it, it's always encouraging him to go away from what is real. Because the best education is the best slave maker. The one that makes the most money is the most selfish man. He don't want no wife. And the mother is encouraging him. You don't need her. Stay here. Your father is gone. I got this big house. And then he falls into a trap like, if he's making a lot of money, he's not going to do it. However, the principle is, he feels like he's comfortable with mom because there's no challenge. And she's encouraging this. It's another devilish way that Satan is using to keep the black man trapped up. So when I actually show up, which I have, he don't accept me because he's already comfortable. He'd rather have his girlfriend run out and go to the hotel a couple nights. Maybe mama ain't home, sneak her into his bedroom. But then she got to go. No commitment. And that's the way most of these black men are just like that. I was looking at on TV
I think it was MTV showing the cribs. It was pitiful. They had these $1 million homes and whatnot. I think I seen one of them. These are just black stars. I think one was married. That said it. They showed the children, but you never seen their wives. I seen one wife, I think it was. The rest of them, you seen the children. Even Ice-T was in it. It's always showing separatism. By yourself. Always do that. And even when they got to the three sisters that's in Houston, Texas, they showed their home too. I forgot who it is. You don't know who I'm talking about? Destiny Child. Well, they showed their home there in Houston. Neither one of them married. They're all by themselves. They're so happy and comfortable with their home, looking at the big window when not seeing the pool look like it's going over into the water, and they're just happy and falling back on the fluff pillows. Who gonna marry somebody like that? They're not serious. They're playing. But they come and they talk about their mother and their father. They're not letting them go. If they're my daughter, look, you got to get the hell out of here. You go find somebody. Hold on, I'll go help you. Find somebody. Because that's not life. That's not living. If you don't do it, if you don't have the necessary natural opposition, you cannot be a champion of nothing. You can't be a champion of nothing. Because you didn't use the opposition getting in and out of the bed, you lose that power to do it. Get your leg broke or your arm broken to put it in the cast, and they keep it in there for 30 days. Take the cast off. You can't hardly move it. That's the same thing with this dumb, dead black man, and the black woman has encouraged him to do that. I ain't telling the woman yet. I'm fixing to. But that black, I'm fixing to get on her. Because when I came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, when J. Edgar Hoover questioned me, he asked me, said, what are you here for? I said, I'm here to get the black woman and you, the white man, off the back of the black man. He said, well, that's impossible to do. I said, not really. He said, that'd be like putting pants on an elephant. I said, I got one leg on him already. His name is Elijah. Well, it's good to be God and know you got that. Did you understand what?
Okay.
Did you understand?
Yes, you answered it just perfect for me. Although I have 4 more questions.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Abuse from male child, physical and mental, on to the female child in families as well as in schools.
Well, in the homes, that's all they see. Problems, difficulties from their parents, if it's a parent, parents, or a parent, aunt, uncle. All they see is difficulties. All they see is the breaking of peace. Then they go turn the TV on, that's all they see. And you think, well, I'll appease my son, I'll go buy him the game. The game is Kung Fu. You know, what's his name? Jackie Chan, or Jet Li. It's always the violence. So he's a young man. He's watching that. So he knows he can't jump on his mother or his father if he's there. He got a little sister. Hey, jump on her. They go to school and he thinks everybody else is going to think, well, just jump. You know, he wants to be the best at what he's going to be. So the general consensus of the behavior of the child is dictated to him from everything he lives in and everything that surrounds him. He don't have enough knowledge to distinguish what he should not do as opposed to what he should do. He don't have enough knowledge yet. I don't care if he's 15 years old. He's been studying up with a bunch of junk, so that's what he is, a junkie. So when he come with me, we teach him in the womb. Start right in the womb. So when they bounce out, Salam alaikum. Alaikum salam, we're glad you made it. We think you wash you up and clean you up and everything, get you on path. They say, okay, hurry up, got to get you to breast. You know what I'm saying? So we started then. And then we have the whole, have it. I'm not getting university, we got it. Send the children to it. Yours too if you want to go. Send them there, and we teach them in the university. And the children come home to their parents. Matter of fact, we just gave them 2 weeks out from school. And the children come from all over the country to our university down in Kansas. We put them on our coach bus and carry them back to the different places where they come from. Their parents are saying, Father, it's on tape. Say, Father, I thought I was going to miss my child, but they come back. I don't know what you did to them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, praise it, did you? I wasn't there teaching them, but the ones that's with me that I taught them. You see? And they jumping up and down. And they ask me, Father, can they stay another? We just can't get enough of them. Can they? I said, no. And you don't stay no more 2 weeks, they're going back to school. Unless you're just going to take them out. But they're going back, because if we stay there with you, you're going to spoil them. No. Okay, Father. See? So what they have been exposed to determines what they do.
Okay, 2 more questions.
Yes,
and that's it. Okay.
Did that answer the question?
Yes, sir. Fathers letting male child abuse daughters, mothers in families having fear to protect their daughters when this foolishness is being taken place.
Well, the other general consensus is that the black woman is almost inherent in the black man. He knows that his black woman is over him. And she's not, she's not going to give up that post. Although she might say, well, I'm afraid to approach him, afraid to do anything, he'll hurt me. But if he go too far, 911, will my real husband come and check this man here? He knows this. So what he does, if he's got a daughter, and he's like halfway sick of the daughter's mother, he tell his son, hey, don't take nothing off of her. She says something, you smack her in the mouth. Well, then it's actually a little boy that's doing it. So the white can't really call the white man to come get him because he didn't do it to her. But in his mind, he really wants to smack his mother. I'll say it again. You all have no idea the effect you have on the black man by stopping him from coming to be with what's right. I have more people calling me and telling me, Father, even some that come and be with me, then they leave. The wife don't ever come. And the whole time the brother is with me, they're telling me the wife is calling me everything but the child of God. Dog, male hunger, how would they say it? People call me all kinds of things. I mean, if I was to actually take it up, I would kill them instantly. It always comes from the woman. If you're going to go with that Solomon, you can forget this, I'm gone. They make a choice. They break up for a week. He ain't went to bed with nobody, so he's sitting there, man, see if I can call her back and she take me back. He falls to his weakness. They go back and then she talks to him again because she don't come. So the thing that's already in the black man's mind, in the subconscious and whatnot, he knows from slavery up until now, the white man is his boss through his black woman. That's what's happening. So he's always, if he's a man that's constantly got that in his mind, some men control it. And the ones that don't control it, those are the ones that you're talking about. They got this inward hostility. When all he needs to do is come be with me and understand what things really are. You take your place. The white man was given a time, and you can't change it. You can't, because you didn't give it to him. God gave him that time. His time is up. Now it's time for the black man to come to be himself, and he's going to be himself or burn. The black woman, you're going to be just like the white man. If you don't come to be with this, you're going to be fuel for the fire. You're going to burn your baby. You're going to burn, baby, burn. And then nobody's going to cry. Because you are the best of our mind. Hope you listen. You are the best of our mind. The black woman is the best of our mind. We made another human being to complement me, the supreme being or the God, to complement himself. And I'm so generous, every man that I allowed to be made after me, we made him a woman for him also. So he wouldn't have to come and get our precious jewel, our pure water, our natural clean oil. But what did you do? You went with him. And everything that you do, you're right here with us, sleeping with us, bearing our children and teaching our children you're never going to be nothing because you look at your father. And his father was never nothing. You ain't going to be nothing either. If you want a good job, go to college. And you go to college and spend 2 years, 8 years, 10 years, 20 years, come out to get a job. And most all men that did something that made an impression in life never went to school or definitely didn't go to college. But the black woman, go get that education. And the black man knows in his mind, that's a bunch of crap. If the education was that great, why the world is the way it is now? You see? So if that answers your question.
Yes, sir. One more question.
Yes, ma'am.
What does Roshonda Alexander mean? That's my name.
Roshonda. Consistently rejected.
Right on target.
What was the other part? Alexander?
Alexander.
Alexander. Sent from Allah. Yes, ma'am.
I'm feeling it. Assalamualaikum, Father.
And that kind of fits. Me and everybody that's sent from me is always rejected. If you're ready to go, I'm not going to be. If anybody's, because this is my temple, right? I don't have to leave at no certain time. Well, I'll make it real short because I have a whole lot of tapes here. Well, I don't have to leave. Okay, well, we'll stay here a little while then. Maybe if anybody got some place to go, you got something to do, I won't feel offended if I see you back walking out. I still would encourage that you get the tape. If you have to order it, and come back to get it. This is key. This is key. It has numbers in it where you can use it to see what is real and what is not. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Father. Love you very much, Father.
Love you too.
In the scriptures, Father, it states where Jesus was sharing with the 12 disciples to go to no one but to the lost sheep, in the house of Israel. Could you give me some understanding, share some understanding on that?
They were to administer to the black men here in North America. We are the lost sheep in the house of Israel, and Israel means this is the real house here in North America. That's why all of the nations around the earth is dependent upon America to do something that's real, what they think is real. However, the real sheep that's lost is in this country. So the ones that is going to be speaking from God himself is to speak to the real sheep that's lost in this real Israel. So that's what it means. And now the Jesus wasn't the Jesus, because that had to be a fulfillment of that. So it wasn't the Jesus of 2,000 years ago. It was the fullness of Jesus. And Jesus means justice. It don't mean that you go and do anything. It's just justice. So the fullness of that was Elijah. So his ministers is supposed to administer the message or the ministry to the lost found here in North America that would accept the message. So that's what it means.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Father.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to once again, it's a privilege, honor for you to visit here in L.A. My question concerns Christianity. Is it possible to have dual membership in Islam and Christianity?
It's possible. However, only for a while. Once a man or a person learns better, they're responsible for doing better. In Christianity, the story about you and I and the God or Allah has been given to us by our open enemy. So there is truth in it however, is put there in such a way you can never get to a period or never get to no base where you can build from. Now, Islam, as the way I teach it and practice it, has a base. And the base always leads you into a greater knowledge and understanding. And that greater knowledge and the greater understanding automatically cancels out Christianity. Until you actually reach that plateau. Even if you come here and you still have that Christian thinking, you have a dual citizenship with it. You keep coming and keep listening and keep getting things and you keep expanding in the knowledge and the understanding. Then you will be a Muslim. And you keep doing that and you keep doing that. Then you become a man. And you keep doing that and you keep doing that and you keep doing that. Then you become a God. You see? If that answers your question.
Yes, it does. Second question has to do with addiction. How do our people get rid of the many non-productive addictions that they have, like tobacco?
Well, I'm just getting rid of it. It ain't going to be no more. As simple as that. In other words, the black man, you know, he's a powerful man. Right now, he hasn't seen enough for him to actually be attracted to come and do right. He know all these things is wrong, but like you say, it's like a daily accepted addiction. Yeah. You know, like you go to a restaurant, you don't have no money, they'll give you a cup of coffee. You know, it's a drug. Let's give it to you. You get locked up, even though they offer you a cigarette. Let's give it to you. It's accepted addiction. When it don't last, when it is no more, from the time that we get rid of it, it's time. From now until it's actually gone, there's time. So a lot of things are going to develop during that time, even you. So it's going to come to a point where there will be no market for it from the black man. So he won't be addicted. I have to replace that which is real to him and for him of what he's been using that's not real. When that takes place and he sees it happening, just like my wife went down to buy some trinkets to make sure the other sisters have some and whatnot. And they went to the Chinese man, and he looked at her and whatnot, and he just couldn't get over it. Just beautiful. So he asked her, he said, well, where did you come from? She said, here. No, I mean, what country? Here. Well, what nationality are your parents? They from here too, they black. Really? What he was seeing was someone that had knowledge, and the knowledge was coming through their person. And it was beautiful, because the knowledge is beautiful. He could not equate no black woman looking that way in this country. You see? And she got that way because she's with me, and all of the things that kept her ugly, I gave her something else to take the place of it, and now we have other people bearing witness that it's working. And they don't have no desire for it. If you understand what I'm saying.
Oh, definitely so.
Oh, okay.
Okay, lastly, I'm a real estate broker. And I was wondering, is it a good time to start to buy up the property? Because there's so much of it out here, 10-unit buildings going for $200,000.
Well, no, sir. No, sir. If you're going to be with us, unless you got the money, you just want something to do at this time, well, not go ahead. Oh, this is going. It's going. You're not going to be able to pick your house up and move it to another state. It's going. Now, what the wise thing to do, until we have developed to where we can actually utilize your knowledge, to a point where you accept to allow your knowledge to be utilized, go ahead and do it. Going. It's going. You're not going to be able to pick your house up and move it to another state. It's going. Now, what the wise thing to do, until we have developed to where we can actually utilize your knowledge, to a point where you accept to allow your knowledge to be utilized, go ahead and do it. However, we're going to grow very, very quickly, very quickly. And in this, we're going to need men of your talent very urgently. So if you come with us, we say, look, we want to build this here. We want this 300 unit built here. Apartment built here. We want this here. We want the river rerouted here. We want the sewer system here. We want to do this. You see all this. Yes, I'm willing to do this because now it's getting exciting. You figure, well, if I'm going to reroute a river, that means you just can't stay right in one place. Like, well, I'm just here in Los Angeles. That means you got to talk to a lot of people. You got to have a lot of other meetings, and you sure got to come see me. Because you got to learn first how to do it, right? So, it means that you're going to do some traveling. You're no longer, you're in a prisoner no more. You're not a slave no more. You're not in one spot, going to work, coming home, paying your rent, and eat, and go see a movie or go rent one, and go do the same thing again. Go back to work, cuss the people at the job, but you're a prisoner. If you're going to buy some property, whatnot, you go borrow the money, now you're the prisoner to the bank, or the person that has loaned you, and you're hoping to sell it. You're hoping to. Now, if you sell it, fine. If you don't sell it, they take it back, so it's got you in a fixed position. Black man's in a hell of a position. That's why it says, a great and dreadful day. Those that are with me, great. Like Tony the Tiger, great. Those that are not, dreadful, dreadful, dreadful. So that's what happens. If you're a builder, you're a contractor, your talents are absolutely needed for our people. For you to learn the trade, if you're doing it, and you're doing it, even if you do it for our people, say, well, I want to rent this to black people. Just ordinary black people, you still rent it to the devil. They're more devilish than the devil. They tell you stuff up, don't give a damn, take them to court, they act like they ain't got nothing, they just mess you up. So it's like you got a real fast car sitting on mud spinning your wheels. You ain't going to work. However, with us, you build it, and it's like people, we build a hotel on the road from here going to Kansas. Every so often, every 300 miles or every 400 miles, we got a hotel and a restaurant and a filling station. So when you're on the way, every place you stop to your own place. We might say, look, will you build them? Oh, yeah, I'm glad to build that. See? Because the people that's going to occupy it, or the people that it's going to serve, is going to appreciate it. They're not going to go in, flush the toilet, don't care if it run over the floor, mess you up, put a whole bunch of stuff in the toilet, take paper napkins and whatnot, back the toilet up. They don't care. But those of us, we're always looking, we got to take care of it. This is ours. It's clean. So when you build then, it rewards your talent.
Thank you, Father.
Yes, sir.
Once again, it is an honor and privilege to have you in our presence.
Thank you. Walaikum salam. Is that it? Yes.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Walaikum salam.
So wonderful to be in your presence again.
Same here.
You had mentioned something earlier about the stagnant period had ended.
Yes, sir.
Period of stagnation.
Yes, sir.
And it caused me to wonder. You shared with me some time ago the meaning of my name was Medicine Man. So I had often wondered, well, what kind of medicine would I spread?
What kind of medicine?
Yes, sir. So, but that wasn't a question. So I answered it myself. I said, well, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of a civilized man and the truth of you. So it brings me to the question, though. Being the stagnant period is over, does that mean more people will begin to listen?
Oh, yes, sir. Oh,
they don't accept now.
They're going to listen and accept. Because we're not just talking. Everything, bear witness to this. Everything.
Yes, sir.
What's happening in the world? 35,000 jobs from one company, from that company. Now, if it's 35,000, you got another 15 or 20,000 that supports the 35,000 side of work. Like the man said, I wonder what they're going to do with all those angry auto workers. So if you and I are giving, that's going to make them listen. And only people I'm looking to listen is the black man. Them other men, they have had their opportunity to do what's right. The brown man got his boundary, Japan. The other man got his, China. The Indian used to have his right here in North America. The white man, he got everything.
Yes, sir.
The poor lost sheep here in North America, us, the little son. That's who I come for. And that's who I'm saving, if they want to be saved. If it ain't but one, I didn't lie. I saved one black man. And we'll work from there. Because I know what one means.
Yes, sir. One last question along the same line. Is there anything else I should be doing in the spirit of what my name means?
No, sir. What you do is this, and this stands for everyone. Listen to this tape or not. If you're studying in the United Nations of Islam, the way it is designed for you to study, always do what is comfortable for you in what you're learning. Now, this means, if you want to go talk to someone, you feel good about that, go. If you go to the wrong person, the person himself will let you know you're talking to the wrong person. Just go find the right one. If you say, well, I need to start up a website and do it that way, and you feel good about that, that's what you do. In other words, what is in you that makes you feel good about doing right is already there. It is not for me to tell you personally how or what to do it. I can tell you how to do it subconsciously.
Yes, sir.
Just by you asking, say in your prayer, just by in your thoughts, man, I would like to do it. How am I do this? And you genuine in asking, you asking me. So then I got to give you the answer. And it's not necessary that you know it came from me. It's necessary that you get it and do it. You see? So you may be sleeping or looking at TV, you say, oh, I got it. Like Brother said, you seen the light. They may have gave him something. So it pops in his own head and he feels good about it now because it looks like it come from him. So he's really going to do it because it came from him. He didn't add no person. You will say, well, Father gave me this. You don't add nobody else to it. I'm doing it. In other words, that's what the person said. I thought of this. And that really makes you feel good because you thought of it. At least you think you did.
Yes, sir.
And it's not necessary when you say, well, Father called me. Forget that. You don't have to forget that. Only time you call on me, if you get in a situation, whatever it may be, even with your wife or police, you get in a situation you can't handle, then you say, in the name of Allah, or in the name of Father, or in the name of Royall, I need your help, or Allahu Akbar. If you can't say it out loud, think it intensely. Bam, be right there. Everything that was a difficulty, it just vanished. You walk away, thank you, Father. That's the only time you call me. When you come up with something great and a good idea or whatnot, you don't put me to it. Call me up and say, Father, I got a great idea. What about if I do so and so and so and so? I say, well, that's real good, but you need to wait a little while. Okay, make sure you write it down there if you can't remember it, because we're definitely going to need it. That's how you do it.
Yes, sir. Wa alaikum salam.
Wa alaikum salam.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Wa alaikum salam.
It's wonderful to be in your presence again.
Thank you.
A few weeks ago, there was the Caucasian was speaking on the news about the planet Jupiter.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's supposed to have come close to the Earth this is the first time, and I don't remember what, 100 years or a long time. And it instantly came to my mind that one of your children has the attribute of Jupiter.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the significance of that?
My son being
of Jupiter at this time in history, that Jupiter has come so close to the Earth and he was so excited about it.
Oh, well, it means maybe my son is coming back to his daddy.
Oh.
At least he's thinking about it, which we know he is. Jupiter is the planet that is the largest in this solar system.
Yes, sir.
It's not the boss of it. However, it's the largest of it. And it got that way because it wanted to serve another people.
Yes, sir.
That came from another planet where the planet disintegrated. So the people came to Jupiter, and Jupiter grew in size to accommodate them.
Yes, sir.
But after a certain period of time, they died off anyhow. So my son, that's named after me, Royall, that's the planet he represents.
Yes, sir.
So he may be thinking about, well, I think I'll go see my father.
Yes, sir.
It's getting close to time.
Yes, sir.
If that answers your question.
Yes, sir. I thought there was some significance to it at this time,
Yes,
that Jupiter would come back after all these hundreds of years,
Yes, ma'am.
being close to the Earth.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Father.
Yes, ma'am. You're welcome. You know, there are many things that's in the heavens that represent this and the time. You know, if you was to look at me in the heavens in the way of the stars, you'd have to look at the Big Dipper. And my sun would be the Little Dipper. If you look at me as being actually in its fullness, in the essence, close to the essence, you have to look at the sun, the physical sun that you see every day. And my children are stars, which includes you all also. Jocelyn?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Father. I have about 3 questions. Since first question is, when will we get our new names? Since you are stepping into being royal right now.
Well, everyone with me will receive your new names when there is no opposition from others that will cause you not to be able to be the name. Those that will be right around me constantly, where I will put a ring of protection around them, I will give them names. The others that are, like in general, that's with me, until you are actually able to be, say if I gave you the name Muhammad, and that means praiseworthy or worthy of praise, you cannot be that at this time. Can't be. So I have to do a few more things where it would allow you to actually be that. Then that's when you get your name.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I understand perfectly. Okay. The next question, Father, is who can we call on to advise us on how to spend money properly when the money is allocated to the members according to their merits and whatnot?
Who can you call on?
Yes, sir.
First, call on your math and the reality of your situation. That dictates to you more than anyone is speaking. You know what it takes for you to do what must be done. Most of us get trapped up. We take that and then we add on what we want to do. And what you want always supersedes what you got. So now you're like, well, I want to call somebody to see if I can up that. Because what you want is got you thinking that way. If you can remember, like Brother Minister Paul said, we should always do what has to be done or what's needed. And wait until what you want is needed. And then you do that. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
In other words, just say like, well, you got 2 suits. They're good shape. You only wear them to the temple, amongst us. However, you got enough funds to make sure that they're clean, they stay sharp, crisp, and everything. But you want another suit because you're tired of the 2. You want another one. But the want money is not there. So you say, now who do I talk to where I can get what I want? What you do before that question comes into your mind, you say, well, I want it. I want to be in the palace. I want to be where I can give you your name. I want that time. But however, I got to look at the reality of the situation. What I want is in time for it reality to be, for it really to be. I'm not in the palace, although that's my home. I'm not there. I'm going to get there. When I need it, it'll be what I wanted. You see? And if you need to go someplace else, you need another suit, you need to be crisp, you need a different color, whatnot, when you need it, you're going to get it. You don't have to ask somebody. You say, well, I need so and so and so and so. Oh, well, then they may ask, well, do you have a suit for that? No, I don't have no suit. Well, look, go find you a suit that matches on. Oh, okay. Don't even have to ask. It's offered to you.
Yes, sir.
That's the way it works.
Yes, sir. Very beautiful. All right, my last question is, there's a scripture that says, he who leadeth into captivity shall goeth into captivity. What is that, sharing, Father? Who is that speaking of?
Well, that's talking about the minister. However, the The principle of that is this. For a person to lead you into captivity, they got to be thinking that way. So since they're thinking captivity, they're going to trap their own, meaning that anytime you think captivity, it means you're thinking limited. And when you reach the limit of your thinking, that's when you find out you're captive. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
So that's why I say he will go into captivity. He will go to the end of his knowledge. And when he gets to the end of his knowledge, he will find, just like Minister Farrakhan, he got a mansion in Mexico. He got a mansion in Michigan. He got a palace in Illinois. He got a penthouse in Illinois. He got a mansion in Phoenix, Arizona. You know, he's got a Bentley. He's got a Mercedes. He's got a Rolls Royce. He's got all this. Where has he gotten it? Now he finds out it's difficult to get under the bed. All because he got what he wanted. Never dealt with what he needed. And the followers, he put them in he captivated them. If you say 1 + 1 is 2, oh no. It's not necessary. It don't have to be 2. So he led them into being captives. Now he has reached the end of his permission to do that. Now he finds himself, like he says, my quality of life has been greatly diminished, meaning that he has reached the end of that. Now he's finding out he's in captivity. What good is it to have a Bentley, 500 horses, turbocharged? You can't drive it. You see? What good is it to have a mansion in Mexico and you're in tremendous pain? You don't care nothing about none of them things. What you think about, man, what can I take just to ease it a little bit? Can't find it. You see? So, if that answers your question. However, with me, they just laugh. He can't be Allah. I'm talking about his followers. He must be crazy. If he was Allah, why don't he grow his teeth? I said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it on my time. This is serving a purpose. I told you when I come, I'm going to come looking like I was slain from the foundation of the earth. I most certainly didn't lie. I looked that way. And it also says, I'm a little lamb, young and tender. Learned everything my father knew. You know, the sheep. Learned everything. Even knew how to grow the teeth back. I want to do that also. On my time. So if you're looking at me not having teeth and what's keeping you out, you ain't supposed to be here. Not supposed to be here. I'm a wonderful, wonderful being. Matter of fact, it reads here in the Christian Bible, white folks said, he's a wonderful counselor. He's a prince of peace. He's a man-child. He's a child, but he's a man. He's a man, but he's a child. First of his kind. I can feel it. I want you to feel it too. However, you can't feel it until you change your thinking. If I cause you to feel like this, the first thing you're going to do is run down like Michael Jordan. Have hundreds of millions of dollars. Still ain't happy. Get a divorce. You see? I'm not getting divorced. Why is it trying to come? I'm trying to keep them off. I got enough for right now. Well, Father, can I be on the list? Well, you check my wife, you know. We'll see. However, at this time, there is no need. Even if I wanted, I can't make the want a need, so the answer is no. I don't have $400 million. I don't have $70 million. His wife wants half. Half. So I guess it's true. Money can't buy love. You see? Isn't it wonderful? I asked the scientist that was talking to me one day. I was talking to him. I said, well, am I going to have any money? He laughed. Money? You're going to have so much you ain't going to know what to do with it. That's how much money you're going to have. I said, well, is anybody else going to give me any? He said, you're not going to need it anymore. And as I grew and developed, I come to find out money is nothing. It's an idea. It's an idea. It's a tool used by the man that's in power now. However, when you got knowledge, you can take it from it. Like I'm doing now. I've been telling them all along, keep making them cars. Every year you're trying to outdo what you did last year. I mean, the bucket ain't hold with so much water. It gets full, it's going to run over. And if you keep running over, you're going to drown yourself. I mean, if you just keep making the cars, just keep making them, the roads is filled, the car lots is filled, you can't stop making them because you got all these people hired. You can't afford to keep making them because the road's already full. You can't even go to the airport. Now they went up on the rent for the parking for the car. So many cars, now they think about expanding parking space. Now they got. You talking about a catch-22? They're in a catch-22 designed by the man of time. Can't get out of this. Can't get out. So black man, you haven't done nothing. Here's your opportunity to do it. If you're not going to do nothing, when the fire crackles around you, we're not going to hear your cry. Because nothing is being destroyed. It's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I have no way to express to you other than the way I am. It's impossible for you to see me and what I see. It's like your brother was saying about the energy being clothed. No more cloth clothes. You clothe yourself in energy and give it color. And energy don't put no weight on you. You don't feel no weight. You ain't got to keep adjusting it. You ain't got to keep doing that. You want to change your dress while you walk along? Change your color. You ain't got no closet. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
If you can think it, it can be done. It just can't be done in this world. So I'm bringing it in the right world. Did that answer your question?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you, Father.
Yes, sir. Thank you all. Well, I won't hold you all. We've been for some time. I thank you for listening. Get the tape. And those of you that are listening to this on the tape or CD, I think we're making them on CDs now. If you want a CD, order it in CD. And you'll get this lecture, or you'll get this bit of information, knowledge, and apply it. Don't do it like you do books. You get your book carried home and put it on the shelf. The knowledge is in the book, but you need to make it you. Get the tape, go over the passage that's in the Bible that I read out of it, go over it, and see if you can find anything that fits better than the way it was explained. You got it? All right. Thank you again. Assalamu alaikum.